Senator Scott.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I will note that I am surprised at the number of folks, photographers, who've showed up to hear Senator Lieberman's introduction. So very well done, Senator Lieberman. I've known the DeVos family for about 3 decades. I started learning how to sell when I was in college, and it was a part of one of the DeVos companies that I learned how to sell. So I'm very thankful that a champion of public education, a champion of education, and specifically a champion of education for poor kids sits to my left. I will recall my own upbringing as a poor kid who, by the time I was in the 4th grade, attended 4 different schools. It's really important for us to recognize the powerful impact that education has specifically on poor kids. So I am excited about this transition, looking forward to the opportunity to have Betsy DeVos as our champion for all children, for all education, but specifically for what I consider high potential kids, others call at-risk kids. For the last 28 years, Ms. DeVos has been a champion for those kids. A lifelong resident of Michigan, she attended Calvin College in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Mrs. DeVos is a businesswoman and an entrepreneur. She is the chairman of the American Federation for Children and the WinQuest Group. For those of you who may not know Betsy, she had a humble beginning. Her parents mortgaged everything they had to start a small auto parts business. She still remembers when she was 7 years old, helping her father paint a cinder block building that became the office and the first manufacturing location. I believe the color was steel blue. During the summer months when she was in college, Betsy worked the 3rd shift at her family's business. She understands the sacrifices that families have to make in order to build a better life for themselves and for their children. She has successfully advocated for expansion of education opportunity in dozens and dozens of states. She also helped her husband launch a charter school in Grand Rapids, Michigan, which is now one of the highest performing charter schools in her home state. I've been to that school way before there was any idea that she might one day sit here before this committee, way before we ever assumed that there would be a Trump candidacy. Several years ago, I visited the Aviation High School and had a chance to sit at lunch and talk with the kids, understand and appreciate their hunger for education was stirred by the DeVos family, stirred by the DeVos family's commitment to public education at this charter high school. She is motivated by making sure students go to safe and high-performing schools, whether they are public, private, charter, traditional, or non-traditional schools. She understands the need to focus on accountability, not just to have a system in place, but to actually hold schools accountable for the results they have. What she supports is holding all schools accountable, whether they are traditional public schools or charter schools. Bless you. Mrs. DeVos is clearly not opposed to accountability. What she is opposed to is holding some schools accountable, but not all schools. What she is opposed to is leaving children trapped in schools that we know are failing the very students that will have no hope if they do not receive a high-quality education. Bless you. Only one more left. Parents and students could not ask for a better role model or a more thoughtful leader to move the education system into the 21st century. Betsy cares. She questions. She considers. And then and only then will she act. These are the traits of a leader and a doer. I look forward to supporting her nomination throughout the next few weeks. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.